we will start a new lesson, that is physics. That is electric current. Right? Electric current. In your sixth class, you are introduced by this relevant topic as a simple electric circuit. In your sixth class, you are introduced by this concept as simple electric circuits. So here, in that, you learned about electric components, right? And how to connect them to make a circuit. Right? How to connect them to make a circuit. Here, in seventh class, one more concept you learned, how to connect them, right? Using many components, only in a single circuit, as a series combination of parallel combination of bulbs, series combination and parallel combination of cells, right? The concepts you learned already differently, in different way. Right? Can anybody just remind yourself and tell to me what is electric circuit here? Is it compulsory for flowing of current? Circuit is compulsory. Just you need to know. First thing is, what is circuit? Anyone? Do you know? No response. Okay, here circuit means simple one, that is a path. Circuit is what? Simply a path. What type of path? Closed path. Right? Closed path. So here, simply if you are started from this point, then it may be connected through many appliances, then reaching the same point. Right? So to make it close or open, you are using a component that we can call it as switch. So switch is a device which can open the circuit or use it to close the circuit. Right? So what are the minimum required things to make a circuit? The minimum required things are here: connecting a wires, source of electricity, that is a cell or a battery. Next, a switch. Next, here you required a consumer, that is a bulb. So these are minimum things you needed to make a circuit. So that sequence also will learn each component of electricity. Each component of electricity has minimum 2 terminals. Right? 2 terminals. That 2 terminals are connected in a sequence to make it closed. To make it closed, then here you are making or giving a complete path for the flow of current. So that which conductor or which is allowing the current to pass through them by closing, that we can call it as here circuit. Have you got an idea about a circuit here? Give me your response. Simple. If you have a cell, yes, you are using the terminals of a cell with the help of wires. You are connecting like this, and in the middle of these, you are connecting to the switch. Then from the switch to the bulb. Right? So this we can call it as a circuit. Are you clear about this one? Go to quick reaction. As you reminded? Yes. Right. Now we'll enter into our topic, into electric current. Just simply your previous knowledge. Just remind it. Let's recall your knowledge. What do you mean by electric current actually? That we learned already in a 7th class. Right? I is a current and its effects. Electric current and its effects in 7th class, 7th lesson. Right? 6th class, simple electric circuits we learned. Can anybody tell me about this electric current? So current is what? Flow of energy. Simply flow of energy. Right? So what type of energy? Which can carry that energy? That you need to learn in the chapter. In 8th class also you are introduced by one lesson related to this electricity. Right? Here, what is that? What is that 8th class lesson? What you have? It is through the liquids. Electrical conductivity of liquids. Right? The next one more. Here, which type of a charge? Either positive or negative. Right? So which type of charge flows through an electric wire when it is connected in a electric circuit? Do you know what type of charge may be passed through the conducting wire? It may be the positive or negative. Sir, why you are using positive, negative? Because in your 9th class, you learned about atoms. What is inside atom? What is actually inside atom? Can anybody answer me? In structure of atom also we learned. Just answer me, what is inside an atom? Particles. What they are here mainly? They are here electrons, protons, and neutrons. So many particles we have, but no importance for them. These are mainly 3 important particles which are located within the atom. Right? So here, no importance to this neutron because they are chargeless. They are chargeless. Then we are giving importance only to these charged particles, namely electrons and protons. Negatively charged and positively charged. Does these particles or atoms have importance in this electricity? Can you guess what importance it has? Is it important for us? Electron, proton, atom? Just go to your quick reaction. Do you know or not? Yes or no? At least, are you predicting they are important? Am I audible or not? Just your prediction. I'm not asking you any reason. What do you guess? Do they have an important in the electricity atoms or no importance to the atoms? That I want to know. Not responding. Right. So here they have importance. Right? They have importance. Why? Here electrons are bounded, strongly bounded in the nucleus. Sorry. Protons are strongly bounded in the nucleus and electrons are going to be revolved in the fixed paths. And one more we learned, charges not fixed. What charges? Negative charges. Electron count may be varied. That means here they may become negative ion or positive ion. Atoms become charged particles by losing or gaining the electrons. So they are becoming charged ion. They are important to us. Right? Here, one more question is there. Is there an evidence of charge that in motion? That is in motion. So, is there any evidence for the motion of charge in our daily life situation? Have you experienced charge? So, is there evidence for the charge in our day-to-day life? Where do we experience that motion of charge? In 8th class, especially in the chapter natural phenomena, we got this. Like what it is simply lightning. What the phenomenon? Lightning. What is lightning? Simply the charge is going to be discharged between clouds and the earth. Right? Or maybe we can see the sparks in the sky while raining. The charge is exchanging between the clouds. Right? So spark or lightning is an example, live example for the electric discharge between clouds or the between cloud and earth. Right? So this is daily life situation. Where do we observe that a charge is going to be released or exchanged, discharge, right? So discharge through air, right? How the charge is discharging here? Through the air. There is no other medium. We don't have wires to receive the charge from clouds to the earth. Do you have? No. Air is only acting as a medium, right? To release the charge from clouds to the earth. So how that air act like a conducting medium? Right? Why not always? Now present, for example, if you hold the wire by switch on, will it pass the electricity through the air? No. Right? So here, that is huge amount of charge released from the clouds, and due to the moisture therefore present in the air, that in a particular conditions act as a conductor, right? So that is here example for the spark and lightning. So here lightning is a live example which provides evidence for the motion of charge in the atmosphere, right? So these are the basic knowledge you learned in your 8th class in the natural phenomena or in the liquids conduct electricity, right? Electrical conductivity of liquids. In 7th class about circuits and types of circuits, open circuit or closed circuit. Next series combination, parallel combination through the bulbs and using about water cells, sources of energy. Right? Are these topics are clear? Or there any confusion in these? Just go to quick reaction. So no confusion. Just basic concepts are revised. Then we are entering into our actual topics. Right? What is our actual topic? Here, does motion of charge always lead to electric current? Right? Always that motion of charge leads to electric current or not? So let us understand by the activity here. Right? So what is that? Here in the activity 1, just you are trying to understand that motion of charges first. We are unable to see the motion of electrons or motion of charge, motion of maybe positive charges also. Really, you are able to perceive that motion of charge? Anybody? Have you seen that flow of charge from one to another? Did you see? Use your quick reaction. Do you see that motion of charge? Really? So simple. Actually, it is impossible in our surroundings, right? But the charge moving from one to another only by the natural phenomenon called as that lightning or a spark, right? So here, simply in the activity 1, you are required few materials to make a electric circuit. So to make a electric circuit, what are the minimum required things? Can anybody answer me? Just help me to write that names, required materials. Be active. Rohit. Rohit, are you in the class? Abhinay,
Sir,
give me that, what are the components are required to make an electric circuit?
sir, bulb,
Bulb,
wires, and battery.
bulb, wire, and battery. To make it close or open,
Sir,
to make that circuit close or open circuit, what I needed or required electric component. That is switch.
sir, switch,
Yes, bulb, battery, wires, switch, right? So these are the minimum required things. But here, what I am trying to understand from this activity one, I asked one question before starting this activity. What is that question? Here, does motion of charge always lead to electric current or not? Right? So here, for this, I am going to use here copper wires as well as nylon wires. Copper wire and the nylon wires. Right? So these are the minimum required things. So here I am giving you or creating three situations here. What are the three situations? Here in one of the situation, I am using only these simple components of circuit. They are here namely bulb, battery, wires, switch, right? Then in the second, except battery, I am using the remaining components, right? Except battery, I am using the remaining components. In the third situation, I am not using these copper wires, then remaining using bulb, battery, switch, and nylon wires. Right? These are the three situations I am creating now here. Right? So first situation, I am using bulb, battery, wires, copper wires, regularly what we are using in the electricity. Right? The copper or aluminum wires we are using. Right? So switch. So first of all, I need here a wire piece. So I'm taking a wire piece. Then just I'm leaving three gaps, right? Before connecting that bulb, battery, and switch. So using the wires, I'm creating like this, right? So I used three wire pieces. I left three gaps, right, between them. So like this, I arranged on the what put in a table or on the thermocol sheets, whatever it may be, you can use. Right? Just make a path like this. I left three gaps. So what are the types of wires I used here? Copper wires. I used copper wires. So using copper wires, especially three pieces I used. Then I connected like this. Then I'm going to fill this gap using bulb, battery, and switch. So you know that how to connect it. So here, first of all, I'm going to connect, right? I'm going to connect bulb and battery. Then switch on. What happened here, right? Just look at carefully here. Look at carefully here. What is going to be happen when you switch on? See here. Simply I am showing you how to connect. First of all, I connected in the first gap cell. A cell is connected. Then the third gap I am using to connect the switch. Then in the second gap, I am going to connect a bulb. So now it is working like an open circuit. Look at there, I am going to switch on. So what happened when I switch on? Observe carefully. The bulb is on because of flowing of energy, right? Flowing of energy. Have you got an idea about open circuit and closed circuit? Go to quick reaction here. So simply I used components like a copper wires, switch, bulb, and a cell. So this is the sequence you are required to connect it. Right? Then when I switch on, the bulb is glowing. That I made observation. So in the second situation, what I am doing here, just I am using all the components of simple electric circuit, but I am removing the battery. Without battery, I am making a circuit. So situation 2 here I am creating as you created in the first one. Right? Left 3 gaps between them. Here battery is there, but that battery I am going to remove from this. So battery, here you connected. Now I don't want that battery. I removed the battery. So that gap I am filling with a wire. So no gap, only 2 gaps required for connecting switch and the bulb. So the 2 are connected, switch on. Then what happened? Is there any glowing of bulb? The bulb is glowing on? No. We didn't see that bulb glow. Right? So I am making a third situation here. In the third situation, instead of using copper wires, I am using nylon wires. As you see in the situation 1, I am going to make a circuit. But instead of copper wires, what are the wires I am using here? In the situation 3, I am using nylon wire pieces. So I am making a path using nylon wires, right? That left 3 gaps to fill it with the battery or a cell, then switch, and then bulb. So first of all, I am connecting these nylon wire terminals with the cell. The next bulb. Then what to do? Just connect the switch and switch on. Then observe. After switch on also, you can see that bulb not glow. Just give me the observations, what you observed in these 3 situations. Anybody, give me that answer for the 3 situations. What you observed. What are your observations? Vikram.
Sure.
Give me your observations.
So in first situation, there is a flow of electrons, but there is no flow of electrons in situation 2 and situation.
So how do you decide that? Have you seen the electrons?
No, sir.
Then how do you decide electrons are flowing?
So by the glowing of bulb.
Right. So we are not observing that electrons here. What we are observing? Just we are focusing on the bulb only. Right? The bulb is on. That means glowing or not. So in which situation you observe that bulb is glown? Only in the situation 1. What about in situation 2 and 3? Answer me. Vikram. Situation
No glow of bulb.
not glowing. Can you predict the reason? Why maybe
So
the
in situation 2, there is no source.
situation 2 we don't have source. Okay. Situation 3 we have source.
They have source, but there is no proper path to flow of electrons.
So again you are using flow of electrons. I may say that electrons are flowing or electrons are responsible for the flow of current. No, I'm not deciding. I'm unable to decide that electrons flowing in this wire. Right? So simply I am only observing the glowing of bulb. Right? So the bulb is glown only in the situation 1. Then in the situation 2, my observation is bulb does not glow. In the third situation, I observed bulb does not glow. So now I am thinking, what may be the reason for this? Then I realized that in the situation 2, I don't have the source. Remaining rest of the things are saying is maintained in the situation 1. Right? I have a switch. I have a bulb. I used copper wires. Then source is there in the situation 1. But I made a change in situation 2. Just I removed the cell. So without source, rest of the things are connected. So I realized that source may be important for the glowing of bulb. that I made observation in the situation 2. Then I am realizing in the situation 3, I have a source. That what I used in the situation 1, the same thing I used, working condition of battery. Then use the same switch, same bulb, working condition only. But maybe the reason is nylon wires, right? So this you need to realize actually. Don't go for electrons directly. We don't know actually. Just we are at basic level. We are trying to understand. You think in that way. But by reading, if you are realizing, it won't help you in building your knowledge. Are you following me? Yes. Right? So, what are my observations in situation 1, 2, 3? The bulb is glowing only in situation 1, not glowing in situation 2 and 3. Then I realized I questioned why not in situation 2 and 3. So I realized no source in situation 2. No wire, copper wire in situation 3. I used wire only, but made up of different material. So these are I realized. Then I am going to observe, I am going to question myself. Reason for the bulb not glowing situation 2 and 3. So I already answered that reason is no copper wire in situation 3, no source in situation 2, right? So here simply I am able to say answer. What are the important things here you need for the flow of energy or for the glow of bulb? Simply you realized here you need compulsory a source. What you need? A source and material that which can support or which can allow energy to pass through them. Have you got an idea now? Just go to quick reaction. How to think in understanding, right? So like this you need to think. Then we are trying to answer now from these 3 situations. Here in the first situation, why maybe the bulb glowed? Because of the battery only. The responsibility is what? Copper wire is there, okay. I am not thinking about that copper wire. Then I am realizing here the difference between situation 2 and situation 3. 1. Situation 2 and situation 1. The difference is source. So here what the source is doing actually here, the source is converting the chemical energy into electrical energy, right? So battery stores chemical energy and which convert into electric energy and makes a bulb to glow in situation 1. Comparing with situation 2, I compared. Then I realized battery is responsible. So how the battery is working, that I learned in 8th class due to the chemical reaction. Due to the chemical reaction, right? So that chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Okay, I have that source in situation 3, but not glowing the bulb. The source is not glowing the bulb. What could be the reason? That energy may be transferred to the bulb, right? So in this, I realized nature of the material is important. Battery supplies energy, but it depends on the material we use it to supply, right? So battery supplies required energy to make the bulb to glow, but why not in situation 3? Here it may be the connecting wires or different. So it could be the reason. Compulsory nylon wire. So that nylon wire may be not supporting. If I compared situation 1 and situation 3. So copper wire is supporting, nylon wire is not supporting. So that's why I am able to say here the nature of the material is important in the, conducting the energy or flowing the energy or allowing the energy through that. Now do you realize that? Why that important? Battery and the wires. Are you realizing? Don't you have the quick reactions? Are you in confusion? To say the answer? No? Okay. So this is you need to understand from the situation 3, situation 2, situation 1, why that activity is given actually. To realize these points actually, not to read directly, to realize from the activities, right? So learn like this, focus on it, right? Then here simply substance plays an important role in the transfer of energy from battery to the bulb. This is the important point. This you need to realize, right? So now we are changing our topic into here substance, especially about the substance, right? So substance play an important role in conducting the electricity, I said. So hence we are observed here two different materials. What they are here? One is conducting the electrical energy and the other not conducting the electrical energy, right? So we have two different types of materials based on the electrical energy passing through them, allowing through them. So here we are realizing that materials is here responsible for the glowing of bulb is called electrical conductor, then which not supporting or not supplying through them called as insulators, right? So we have two types of materials based on these observation and getting that material size here, that which passing electrical energy or allowing electrical energy through them, they are named as here electrical conductors. The materials which transfer energy through them are called as electrical conductors. Best example for this, if you use any metallic string to connect a battery and bulb, right, then it can conduct the electricity. That means all the metal wires are said to be here electrical conductor. Then one more I have here, the materials which cannot transfer energy through them, they are called as here insulators. So two types of materials I have, electrical conductors and insulators. Electrical conductors and insulators. So I am giving you example for the electrical conductors are here any metal, right? So in this also we have best and bad. So that is the different thing, but they are conductors first. Then insulators, especially here we observed nylon wire, not conducting the electrical energy, right? So we can write that is one of the examples. Plastic, wood, rubber, right? Leather. So many we are able to give example for insulators, right? Are you clear about these topics or any confusion? Have you got an idea what is the importance of activity 1 here? Why you are conducting that activity? It's very, very important activity actually to understand about that source importance and the material nature is important. Importance of material, right? So join immediately. This meeting time completed.